Okay, so look, here's my thing. A lot of people are upset. They're so upset about this game. They're like, yo, what is going on? Like, Watch Dogs is supposed to be amazing. Is it? I thought Watch Dogs always played it super. What? Did you not see me? Oh my God. The AI in this game. The thing about this for me is Watch Dogs has always played it very, very safe and mediocre with these types of games. And it's always been that. So if you didn't like Watch Dogs back then, you won't like Watch Dogs now. It's a good 90% chance you won't because it's the same exact game. Okay. And then if you did enjoy it, then it's the same thing now. So Ubisoft core gameplay, let me tell you what they do. This is what the people do. They're like, look, let's create a big sandbox game. Let's make it just really filled with beautiful scenery with nothing to do. But don't you think that's a bad idea? No, it's not a bad idea. You know why? Because the players will create the excitement for themselves. The players will create the fun. It's like a playground for kids. They'll do it. That's the whole motto of this game. They don't really put super fun things to do, a lot of action-packed things for you to do. It's very toned down. So if you're a person that don't really enjoy these, or you love your GTA and your GTA games and stuff, it's not the same, bro. So you guys really got to look at this from a different point of view. And the game misses a lot of things, like the lip sync, the map being too huge, there not being any side quests or really anything to do there, the not being as much gameplay as far as like action pack. This action pack sequence, it's not a lot of them. Look how long it's taking me to die, right? The thing about it is it's a lot to go into this game. It's beautiful area, the city's great, but it's so empty. Yo, drop the intro. Okay, look, so here's the thing, right? For a lot of people who are still thinking and considering about buying this game, in the review that I did, I said that this game is very average. You get what you get out of it. One thing I notice about games nowadays is that people only know how to rate it in two ways. It's either great or it sucks or it's bad. You see what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that I feel like is the biggest issue when it comes to games like this. If you guys have ever played Watch Dogs, right? This is just how I'm going to explain it to you. If you've ever played Watch Dogs, you know what you're getting yourself into. It's a very average, nothing that goes over the top, does the bare minimum to succeed of a game. And that's exactly what you get out of it. The experience for what you put in it might make it a little bit more fun than how most people view the game. But at the end of the day, the city's huge, the map is gigantic, and it's a little bit empty. There's really not much to do. There's not really much side quests. There's not as much car chases and stuff going on. So when you look at these things, what do you expect from this? So when people see the game and they're like, man, you didn't say that the game was awful and everybody should hate it. No, because it doesn't reach the point of just guaranteed just awful. You guys got to understand that there's a middle ground there. And the middle ground is the guy in class with you who you did a class project with that didn't do much but passed just because you finished all its work. Does that make sense to you guys? Like, they didn't do too much to make this game great as a school project. You guys have all had those people as a school project, right? Didn't do anything, you couldn't depend on them, but you guys passed because you did extra work. And that's what it is. The players who put time, quote unquote, into the game to be like, yo, I'm having fun and I'm gonna make this a fun experience. That's what it is. It's really just a bare minimum game, you know, a C+ average. And C+ average isn't failing, but in today's society, on how gamers take in gaming, yeah, it's pretty bad for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And so I wanted to explain that from this point of view because I feel like a lot of people miss it. And then you'll still have people that's like, no, this game is trash. This game sucks. But a lot of people don't know how to explain the different core functionalities there. Like, the map is too empty, so they got to put more stuff into the map. They got to drop a lot more side objectives, a lot more. Look at this map. It's freaking big, okay? And for you to not have epic car chases, a lot more like action-packed gun scenes and more stuff to go on to take up your time, you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit off-putting for a lot of people, and a lot of people are expecting more out of it, and it's just because the expectations are too high. And I always try to be fair. If a game sucks, it's gonna suck. If a game is just very average and mediocre, it's gonna feel like it sucks, but you gotta know how to place it. It's like playing tic-tac-toe. You gotta put it in the right spot. You know what I'm saying? So I know a lot of people were upset about this game because they were expecting more from it. They're just like, yo, this is not what I expected from Watch Dogs. The other ones were great. Really? were they? Like, I was seeing comments like, my last Watch Dog experience from Watch Dogs 2 was the greatest thing, and this one just didn't deliver. I said, are you sure you played Watch Dogs 2? Huh? Like, it's just, that's where it's at. And I just want people to not get their expectations too high, and I want you guys to understand exactly what's going on. You see what I'm saying? So whenever I tell you guys that this game is just, if you know the game, if you know Watch Dogs, the story's flat, very flat, not much that they put into it. The characters that you switch to, everybody's always suspicious, even of the new character that you get, which makes it weird. Like, I'm a brand new old lady that just got my retirement plan with my 401k. How are you suspicious of me? You've never seen me before. You know what I mean? So the game's a little bit weird on that side if you pay attention to the tiny core details. But when you look at Watch Dog for what it is, it's the same Watch Dogs that you've always known. So if you're a person who's never liked Watch Dogs, it's never been your type of game, this is going to be the same exact thing. If you're a person that enjoyed those games for what it was and you put extra time into it to make the game quote unquote fun for you, bro, then that's where it's at. That's exactly the same experience that you're going to get out of this. But the game is missing a lot of core things in it. And those core things is what brings the game down more so to mediocre and just a small point of just like not being good enough. But it doesn't bring it to awful. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like that's just one of the main things with this game, why it's so weird to a lot of people and why a lot of people are so conflicted. It's because you just really got to look at it for what the game is. It's just not a top tier game. So when in the last video that I did for the review, you either do it to yourself to where you're just like, okay, am I going to buy this or am I going to wait for all the big games to start dropping in about a week and a half or just a week plus? You see what I'm saying? So that's just the fairest thing that you can always be. One thing I will never do is just hate something just because there's a mob and a crowd for people that want you to hate it. Play it yourself and learn how to dictate the difference between a game that sucks, the core functionalities, and a game that's good and a game that's great. And nowadays there's just so many games that just completely suck. You know what I mean? And the story not being as capturing as it should be for it to be a single player story adventure type game for you to go through with a little sandbox open world-ish, that really gets it. But the dialogue and everything, the lip sync and stuff is off, and it's just very poor. It's just a very poor job on that part, and that right there really do bring it down for a lot of people, especially people who are invested. Like if you're one of those people that's super invested into stories, then that's kind of like where it's at. That's gonna get you, you know what I mean? But honestly, other than that, man, it's just the same old Watch Dogs. And I don't know if that's a compliment or if that's just something bad that I'm saying. I'm not sure. It's just Watch Dogs, man. I guess it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But one thing I can say, Ubisoft is sticking to their guns of what they've always done, and they've just been playing it a little bit too safe, especially with these games. It's entirely too safe. It's entirely playing off the back catalog of all the other ones. And we're going to see what they can do with the rest, or if you're a Ubisoft fan or whatever the case is. It kind of reminds you of like how the Assassin's Creed games still piggyback off all the other Assassin's Creed games. Like if you've played one, you've played all of them. So if you've played Watch Dogs 1, you've played all of them. Even if there's a Watch Dogs 4 and 5 that come out and you've only played Watch Dogs 1 and 2, you've played all of them. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying here. The core gameplay and the core point of the game doesn't truly change as much. They added a couple new features in it with how you can go about, you know, scouting out the area and just how you're going to be with the map and just how you're going to finish these missions. Do you want to be stealthy? Do you want to be loud with guns and different things? Like that's there, but it's been done before in different games and they try to, you know, incorporate that into this game. But at the end of the day, it's not enough value in this game to really give it the shine that it deserves. You know, the core aspect is there for them to have done something great with it, but they didn't really jump on that, you know? So other than that, all I can tell you guys is just Watch Dogs. If you enjoy it, the previous ones, it's the same thing. You're not losing out on much, right? Look, I'm such a safe driver. But if you didn't enjoy all the other ones, it's kind of the same thing. All right, so other than that, I love you guys. I hope that you guys enjoy these videos, and just me being honest, I'm gonna always be honest to myself. One thing I know that a lot of people want you to follow suit of what's going on with everybody else. If these YouTubers are outraged or these people are outraged, you should be outraged too. Nah, that's not how it goes. You're supposed to live your own truth, be honest to yourself, and upload the content that's speaking to you directly. So if you feel honestly that this game is just very mediocre and it's not a guaranteed sell, you get this on sale whenever it comes out, that's where it's at. Okay, be honest. Don't be on a hate train just because of that. And if all you know, you guys got to understand, some people only know how to be angry. So you got to understand who you're speaking to. Some people only know how to be angry, bro. But other than that, look, I love you guys. Take care. Yo, make sure you guys are following me on Instagram. And shout out to you guys for always watching my cooking shows on the YouTube story. I see so many people. Yo, we had over 40,000 people watching my YouTube story. That was crazy. You guys like me cooking? GG, boys. Take care.